So anyhow, we got a ways to go, and hopefully magic is on the other side of this ridge. So if you can see in the background, we still got probably 1.5 miles or so, this big rock pinnacle right out here. The big Mamba is on the other side of that, so we got a ways to go here. But man, as we're going across this face right here, we are bumping some giant deer. And this is pretty special, and that's what Antelope Island is. It's just an incredible place for mule deer hunting. But let's go see if we can get this boy down. Man, I just want an elk with a big old frame on him, so that's what we're after. This one we're gonna let walk. It's just getting started here. Evening number 2, Muscalaire. Let's go see what else we can find.
Woo! Piled him up, one shot.
This is one that is a nice dropper, and you can kind of tell he comes down and he actually splits.
He's got the big old drop right there. Those are, and if that top finishes out, because this is in June, if that buck, how wide do you think he is, Rick?
You know what? I think if you went, I think just his main beams is 35. I think if you were to take the kicker into account, maybe 36, 37. What do you think?
Hey, thanks for joining us here on The Fierce Life. I'm your host, John Mogul. This week we are in northern Utah on Antelope Island hunting giant mule deer. We're with one of our good customers, Rick Thurman of Utah, who was the one guy to draw this tag. We're going to be chasing some bucks that you're not going to want to miss. Stay with us. We got some great action coming at you. Well, as we said, we're here with Rick Thurman, who, as you've seen previously in the show, he bought one of our Fierce Firearms rifles. I did. As you saw, we got it all dialed in, and now it's the day before the big hunt.
It is, yeah. That carbon edge is dialed in, and I got to tell you, man, that is a sweet shooting rifle. Now, the bad thing about it is I know it's not the rifle's fault if I miss, so it's like I can't blame it on the rifle because that rifle is awesome.
So we're going to be hunting with obviously Rick here, and then our good friend Doyle Moss from Mossback Outfitters, and he's been out scouting and has patterned a lot of these big bucks, and so we'll meet up with Doyle here a little later. We're going to go do a little more scouting, and then we're gonna be right after it. Hopefully, have a big buck for you in your crosshairs first thing in the morning. We'll see. You never know.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. Don't think I'll be getting a whole lot of sleep tonight, and so. Yeah, let's.
And this
hopefully
island,
we can get it done.
Do you know what? It's got to be what? 10
I
miles
think
long
I was told it was
by...
15 miles long, 6 miles wide. So
it's a big island.
So it is a big island, and as you can see, the vast landscape here. It's a lot
just
of places a huge island.
To hide, for sure.
Yeah,
so glad I know someone that.
I am just
Mr. Rick Thurman, the lucky man.
Fortunate man.
Very fortunate. So this is coveted attack. So let's go see if we can find some buck, and then hey. I hope you can get some sleep tonight, because tomorrow morning it's trigger time.
Yeah, yep, let's go find some.
You can see it with your naked eye, just down here kind of in the dirt. You know how it's yellow and there it goes dirt. See that spot? Clear down low. That's the one I was looking at. I was looking at the wrong one. Well, hey, it's the night before Rick's hunt. We're here on Antelope Island, and we're just out doing some scouting. We've got Rick here, Mike Perkins, our buddy that helps us with our long-range shooting school, and Rick's buddy Brent, and these guys have located 2 monster bucks. One's a big typical with a couple little kickers,
Yeah, he's 690 yards. I mean, with your Fierce carbon edge, 7 mag, I mean, that's a chip shot. I mean, those Barnes TTSXs, they'll glide through the air perfect and just destroy him. I mean,
They shoot well out of that gun. If we get the perfect wind like we got right now tomorrow, we at least get 200 yards close.
Gonna try the new Fierce rifle. What do you think of that Fierce rifle, Mike?
I love them. Had quite a bit of experience with them, and they every one we've had, no matter what caliber, from 6.5 Creedmoor to 28 Nosler, 300 Win Mag, they all shoot crazy good. And you know, true to their word, they're half-minute gun, and every one we've had that we've shot and used in classes has reached that at least half-minute. So they've shot phenomenally well.
That's the most impressive. But they both have good drop times.
Oh gosh, we've been since we were up on top. We've been out doing a little bit of glassing, a little bit getting to be a little bit low light. But heavens, what have we? I'll bet you we've seen 6 or 7 really nice bucks.
6 or 7 bucks over 200 inches easy.
Yeah. Just came down the road. We've been in the same big basin all afternoon, and they've all just been in this one big basin. So you can kind of see how many deer are just spread out through, you know, a big area. But I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. And that's one of the things. It just really, you know, it's nice to have this option like we were talking about. It just depends on your preference. We've got a giant, I think a 215, maybe a 220 typical up here, just a big giant frame, tall, probably 32, 34 wide, and then we've got.
I mean, one that you'd be so ecstatic to even see out in anywhere else. You know,
we got this one right here bedded down. He's got the big old main beam that comes off.
He had 2. He used to have 2 that came out and went down, and they matched really well. But now looks like his left one is broke. But I mean, my gosh, he's still
huge.
He's still huge, so it's kind of like, you know, what do you do?
And then Doyle's over. You guys found what they call Mamba this morning, which has got just a big wide buck with trash everywhere and a big dropper. And
I just talked with Doyle, or texted him a minute ago, and he said he's still on Mamba over there, and he's moving though. He said he's moving around, so hopefully
he's there.
Hopefully we'll be hearing the music in the morning, and we'll be doing the Mamba. So hey,
getting the old dirt nap Fierce carbon edge style.
Yeah.
This segment of The Fierce Life is brought to you by Fierce Firearms. Ferocious performance, deadly accurate.
Well, hey, we're here with Rick. Get over here, bud. Okay, it's opening morning. We've got Mamba found.
Mamba's found.
I hope we will be doing the dance here.
So tell us why Mamba, guys. What is it about him?
Well, for me, you know, Doyle had sent me pictures of him earlier in the summer, graciously, I might add. And he was in velvet, and he just had a lot of junk on him, you know, which I like. And he had this really cool dropper, and the dropper comes down and it forks, and so
that's still
just really unique. You know, and I'd be super tickled. I mean, Mamba's everything and more that I've ever hunted for. So
4 drop tines and some kickers and big eye guards. So.
What else can you ask for? Well, we got a big climb, so let's get after it.
It's an island hunt, Rick. I thought you told me we were shooting this thing out of the truck. What the crap's going on? I didn't get in shape. Well, freaking, there's just a giant buck right there. We've seen 3 monster bucks right here, huh, Rick?
Amazing,
This high boy, I'd probably whack him. Thor's a great buck, but he's a little narrow and his forks aren't that big, but he's heavy, like your wrist. So we've got quite a ways to hike still, huh?
Yeah. That's cool.
This is what I like.
Buddy here.
It's good you got good friends. Mike Perkins, long range specialist. So if you can see in the background, we still got probably 1.5 miles or so, this big rock pinnacle right out here. The big Mamba is on the other side of that, so we got a ways to go here. But man, as we're going across this face right here, we are bumping some giant deer. And this is pretty special. And that's what Antelope Island is. It's just an incredible place for mule deer hunting. But let's go see if we can get this boy down. Well, we hiked all the way around here, and I guess this buck was out in the open for quite. Obviously, we spotted him this morning. He came over the top. The guys had eyes on him just down here in the open, and we had a long hike. The time we got around here, we just caught a glimpse of him as he was going back over the top again to the other side that we just came from this morning. So there's a slight chance he might step out right now before he skylines, but it's a long way, so most likely we're gonna have to climb an elevation another 1,000 to 2,000 feet, crest over the top, and the good news is he should be right below us. Let's get the frick up there and kill this zombie. What do you say?
What's that?
Let's get the hell up there and shoot this deer.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we got a little further to go. He's gonna be just on the other side.
We're trying.
That's what we said last time. We'll get him. You're gonna get him.
Hopefully I'll get there.
Yep. We'll get him.
This segment of The Fierce Life is brought to you by Cryptech, Battlefield to Backcountry.
Well, we finally made it to the top of the mountain here, nearly the highest point on Antelope Island. This is where we thought that buck went over, but we're not exactly sure, so.
What do you boys think? We're gonna kill a giant today, Rick. Got the legendary mogul with us today.
Oh yeah. Rick's about to bring a wall hanger to his above his fireplace. Doyle's been teasing us all day. I didn't know we were going on a sheep hunt.
The sheep are below us. They're not above us.
The sheep are below us. That's usually a problem.
And the deer are down here somewhere.
God, both those are so wide. You got those two, Ben? Holy crap.
No, it ain't. That's him. That's him. He's got the drop. That's him.
Is he broken?
Nope.
Let's shoot him.
I see up in here, there's the rocks.
Gotta range him.
Where is he?
Oh, he just got it.
Is he down in the rock in the bottom?
What is he?
Oh, I think I see him.
541. Come on.
What? 487? 487. 499.
Stop aiming so high. See what? That's not right deer. He's gonna come where that deer is.
He
See
just
where
went
that deer
behind the knob.
is? No, he's right there.
Yeah, right there.
See? The dark one. Fine.
I got it. Go, Rick.
This segment of The Fierce Life is brought to you by Limb Saver, products that work.
Not yet.
He's in the yellow grass, right underneath the rock. More to your right and down. Down to the right. He stopped.
570 shoot
Okay.
range.
Turn it to the right.
Yep.
570.
Head to the right. He just turned to the left.
Breathe.
That's not
Broadside.
him.
Yep.
He's wait. He's broadside. Now he just started
Walk,
walking. Rick?
start walking.
Walking down the hill.
You know, he
Walking
might
down the
walk.
hill, Rick.
If he falls that other buck, he's going to come closer. Down there at
Rick,
the bottom.
you
I
need
don't
to
see
tell us
him.
what you're seeing.
Okay, I see him.
You see him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? What's he doing?
Coming down the hill, right?
Now he's facing us, right?
Yep.
There's a bed to his left.
Yep.
There's a bed right below him, right? He just
I
turned
see
his
him.
head to
I
the
see
right.
him.
Right?
Yep. I see him. I see him.
565.
You got it on 600, Rick. You're gonna at that angle. You're gonna shoot too high.
565 shoot range. I would go like 550, Rick. 550 and punches
His
hard.
head's facing downhill, right, Rick?
Wait for him to. You freaking drilled him!
Come on, get another one.
I don't see him.
He's down. That's why you don't see him. You killed him,
Right, I
bud.
see him
Rick,
bend
tell us
and
what
he
the
hurt.
heck just happened. So, we're up here glassing. Doyle's down on the ridge. We're up here, and we're all watching these big wide bucks going over the saddle. And Rick's like, "There's a nice buck over here laying down." And then a minute later he goes, "Oh, but it snapped its beam, so I didn't even look over there at it." And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden he gets excited and he goes, "That's my buck. It's Mamba. He's got the big dropper."
He does. He had the big dropper. He turned when he was bedded. He turned, and I went back to get positioned, and then he got up.
Yeah.
And then I was like freaking out, man. I was like freaking out.
So we come running down the hill and we're in all this nasty rocks on a steep angle, really hard to get a shot on him. He took a couple shots at this buck, we'll be honest, but he made the most difficult shot when it was broadside. He finally got down prone and had a fantastic position, took a deep breath, relaxed. Freaking drilled him.
Come on, get another one.
Bomb us down,
The
boys.
Fierce firearm did the trick.
Fear 7 Mag delivered the bad news with a little
Did.
Barnes. We're in
The back,
we're in
oh.
sheep country, and we've walked
Oh my
I don't know how
gosh.
many miles and vertical miles today.
Oh.
You guys did fantastic. I can't
Yeah,
believe you
oh,
endured,
thanks, man.
Good
Yeah.
job. Great
I,
shot. So now we got to go with terrain like this to
Oh
get to
my
him,
gosh,
and we'll get
yeah.
our hands around
Oh.
that monster.
I can't wait to see him. And I can't wait to see him.
This is the fierce life right here. We're living it, man. This was fierce today, intense, and our man Rick made the shot. And this is what it's all about. None of these, it's hunting. That's the thing about hunting. It's you never know what you're gonna get, what's gonna be around the corner. And that's what we experienced today. Oh boy, he looks good from here, Rick.
Oh my God.
There are horns galore right there.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Holy smokes.
Oh my.
Wow. So obviously, Rick, the name of our TV show is The Fierce Life. Do you feel like that's kind of what happened today?
Where do I start?
It was a 650-yard shot downhill with a severe angle. Ben will show you we were at the very top of this ridge, which you saw, and that's
it was
difficult
tough.
shooting.
Oh.
Tell us about this deer, Doyle. You've spotted him. Obviously, you've probably been watching him for years.
For 3 years now. Last year he didn't have any droppers at all.
Really?
Yep. And then this summer we came in,
That
found
is
him
so
one
cool.
day
I
in a
didn't think of
velvet, and then never seen him again until about 15 days ago, hardhorn. So
Just
wide boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
wide, heavy, extras. And how often do you find a buck, not only with a dropper, but a split dropper? That's just crazy. That's
Yeah,
just
actually-
stupid right there.
He actually has 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one because Doyle had sent me photos. He's got
Yeah.
a dropper that comes up here, and wow, 35.
Yeah, he's all
Look at that outside.
34 inches outside.
34, 35 wide.
Oh yeah, he's 35 easy.
And if you draw the coveted Antelope Island tack, This is what you can expect right here. Big giant deer with 4 droppers and mass galore, 35 wide. And hey, you didn't expect to go through what you went through today. I'm serious.
No,
you probably walked 5 miles and 3.5 of those were vertical, straight up.
They
so
were.
you did fantastic,
We get almost
man.
to the peak of the island, and Rick goes, "You know, I had a heart attack, what, 6-7 years ago?"
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yeah,
I
this
had
probably isn't the place to test the heart. But
yeah.
with the great shooting and good friends, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, yeah, it's been great.
Congratulations.
Thanks for sharing it with us,
Biggest
Rick.
deer.
It was special.
John, Rick,
Doyle.
awesome.
And this is the Fierce Life right here from Utah, Antelope Island. Lucky Rick harvested just what would be anyone's dream buck and beyond. So fantastic. And thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in next week. We've got more great action, but I don't know if it'll be as good as this right here on the Fierce Life.
Don't you have like a theme song or something?
5 and 4 that way. Actually, I'll measure both ways and just see if it comes out about the same.
205. Nice.
Yeah.
205.
221.
2/8.
Sweet. Sweet.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of The Fierce Life. Please join us again next week for more exciting action.